It's time. Hey guys! So, welcome to Spooky Week. I wanted to start off the video with like dark lighting, but now I'm going to turn on my ring light so you can actually see me. Boom! That's bright. So I wanted to start off Spooky Week with me sitting down in front of the camera and talking to you guys because I felt like it's the best kind of way to start this. So a lot of you have been very confused about the videos that I've been uploading prior to this, and let me kind of explain to you what it was supposed to be. So basically, I make conspiracy videos about Dan and Phil, but nonetheless they are conspiracy videos, and I have other videos too that are conspiracies as well that aren't Dan and Phil related. Now the whole idea was that the Illuminati had discovered my conspiracy theory videos and they were getting a little ticked off, you know? And so basically they're coming after me, they're not happy. There's some other stuff too in there that I'm not going to tell you about in hopes that you guys can try and figure it out for yourself. But that's basically the whole gist of it. And who's not to say that some of it might have been true, I might have been warned. I haven't been listening. So for this video, I thought what better way to start off Spooky Week than telling you guys a spooky story. So we're just going to get right into it. So my middle school was very haunted. And anyone that goes there, or anyone that did go there, knew or knows that it is very haunted. It used to be a military base, way back in the day. Way back in the day. It also used to be a jail, which, you know, is terrifying. So my friends and I at the time were very into spooky stuff, and we loved investigating. We called ourselves the Ghost Adventure people, you know. If you've watched Ghost Adventures, you understand. One day at lunch, me, my friend Thomas, and maybe one or two other people, I don't remember who else was with us, we decided that we were going to test out to see how spooky our school really was and if any of these theories were actually true. We took a pencil. This was at lunchtime. We went up into the second floor when there was nobody there, and we took a pencil, right? I stood at the very end of the hallway, and we backed up a few feet away, and we kind of just sat and talked for a little while, kind of watching the pencil just to see if anything would happen. Now, let me tell you that there was no breeze in this hallway. There was no open windows or open, like, doorways outside. It was completely calm, no wind or anything. All of a sudden, we hear movement, and we look over at the pencil, and the pencil is slowly moving, and all of a sudden, it lifts off and hits the wall, like, full force. And so Thomas and the other people ended up running downstairs, going back outside screaming, and I stayed there, and I was like, holy crap, like, I was just so amazed by it, and I went and I grabbed the pencil, and I was laughing, and I came back out to meet them, and they were all shook. I was just looking at them like, damn, this school is haunted. So then my friend Thomas went through puberty really quickly and decided that he is no longer scared of these things. And this is a story that he told me about the school. He and our other friend Caleb decided that they were going to go to the school at like 1 o'clock in the morning and try and see if they can get inside or kind of wander outside and like look through windows and stuff to see if they can find anything. And the most haunted room at the school is the boiler room. And so they tried to see if they can get to the boiler room. So they ended up getting to the boiler room, but they couldn't get inside of it. They were outside the boiler room. And so there's a huge window that you can look into, and there's a light on inside. And it was a very dim light. It wasn't very bright at all. And so they were just taking pictures, and then they walked out and left. And when they were looking back at the photos, they noticed in one of them, in the back, there was an arm like this, and it looked like it was holding a knife. Like it was a shadow of an arm holding a knife. And they started freaking out. They were showing everybody. They showed me, and I was like, that's so cool. Like, also terrifying, but cool. So a legend that kind of went around at school, which actually never happened to any of us, when the school was a military base, there was a rumor, or it was said that there had been a guy or a general walking around in the hallways, and then all of a sudden he heard a gunshot coming from like the boiler room area, and next thing he knew he was being stabbed in the back by somebody, and the guy who stabbed him ended up running away, yada yada. So now people have said that if you're walking in the hallway and you hear a gunshot, you'll start to feel pressure on your heart as if somebody's like squeezing it from the inside, and like it feels almost like someone's stabbing you. But a couple of us have heard gunshots coming from down in the boiler room or somewhere. It was either gunshots or they were like bangs or desk hitting something, we don't know, but they sound like gunshots, and it was pretty spooky. So another time I was in class. It was in my English class, which we called core, but we were sitting in the classroom, and supposedly it was one of the most haunted classrooms in the school. And so we're sitting there, my friend and I are talking, and we're like in the back corner of the room where there's like another door behind us, and we heard like a soft banging noise, and we turned around and like looked over, and there, like, we didn't like hear it or see anybody, like, because there's like a little window where the door is, so you can kind of like peer inside, or outside should I say, but there was nobody there. And so we kind of looked at each other like, maybe it was just somebody walking down the hallway. So then all of a sudden, we both at the same time felt a really cold chill like just come over us, as if like air conditioning just randomly turned on and like came over both of us. And like I got the chills instantly, and I looked to my friend who was sitting next to me, and she looked at me, and she had chills all over her arms, and we looked at each other, we're like, holy shit, there's a ghost. But it was pretty intense. And then when I looked over at the person who was sitting in front of her, like they weren't a part of this whole thing, but when I was kind of like looking at their arm to see if maybe they got the chills, and there was goosebumps on their arm too when they were writing, and it was just so weird. So those are all the ghost stories I have about my middle school. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the rest of this spooky week. I'll catch you guys on the next train. Bye!